All right, y'all. Another one from the arena. Travis Hunter, best game yet.
Nope. Again, nope. He is a rarely gifted cornerback.
Yeah.
You can't find those cornerbacks. He's maybe not quite Dion, but he's up there in the second echelon with.
I think what makes Travis so special is his ball skills. He is a legit receiver playing corner. And he has like solid enough technique and good enough technique to be a good corner. So you get a nice little 2-in-1 right there with him on the defensive side.
All the others you want to throw in, the Revises and the Champs and the whoever else you want to put.
Now, those are lockdown corners. Those are shut down. Does Travis have that potential to be determined? I think he's a very good corner. He might have that potential. But I think his ball skills, the potential of him like being able to, which would make him feared because you don't want to throw the ball in his vicinity because you know he can come down with it and make an insane catch. It's like you're throwing up to your receiver, but he's a receiver too. So that would make him somewhat feared to throw to in certain situations. But that could make him become somewhat of a shutdown guy.
He's in that realm already. But as Aqib will say again and again on this show, we do miss you. Hope you see you back next Thursday. As Aqib says, at corner, you have to get into the flow of the game. Mm-hmm. You have to get your corner legs underneath you and get the rhythm of the game. You get the rhythm of the receivers you're covering. If you're going to take their best and you're going to travel with him, whatever you're going to do, you have to start to mirror him and figure him out. You can't get thrown in and out of the game. He plays 25 total snaps on defense last night to 39 on offense. On defense, that's, as you point out, 39%. It's not enough. I talked to Dion before the draft. I know him well, and he said I would use him in pro football exactly the way we used him in college football. At Colorado last year, he played a ton of snaps because he's rare. He played last year at Colorado 714 offensive snaps to 748 on defense. That's 87% on offense to 83% on defense. Dion said he's
so
fully
crazy,
capable.
bro.
And Troy Aikman said last night on the telecast, he had talked to Dion before the game, and that Dion said this kid likes three things. He likes football, he likes video games, and he likes fishing. And then Troy added, in no particular order. Well, this is what Dion will tell you, that Travis isn't driven to play football. It comes so naturally to him that he just has fun playing it, but you have to keep him engaged. You don't want his mind to wander because you're barely playing him on defense and then he plays a little bit of offense. You want to keep his interest level high on both sides of the ball. And he's capable of doing this because he's a spectacular athlete. And we saw the one circus catch that he made last night on the deeper ball, and then we saw him make two Jags miss on the little underneath ball.
We saw that catch.
Okay, all right. And again, we know he can do that, but so can Brian Thomas, so can a bunch of receivers.
Thank you, Skip, you're saying that catch he made, the 44-yarder, you're saying a bunch of guys can do that.
Yes, a bunch of
Brian
guys
Thomas can do that. No, not a bunch.
Can,
okay, continue. Go ahead. I'll wait for mine.
You're going next. Don't worry.
What did he just say?
Again, we know he can do that, but so can Brian Thomas, so can a bunch of receivers.
Thank you,
Skip, you're saying that catch he made, the 44-yarder, you're saying a bunch of guys can do that.
Yes, a bunch of guys.
Cody is saying that Brian Thomas is unable to catch a crazy jump ball. Yeah, that's tough.
Thomas can do that. No, not a bunch. Okay, continue. Go ahead. I'll wait for mine.
You're going next. Don't worry.
Okay, so the point is that they're wasting him at cornerback, because I'm looking at the snaps. There were 2 games in a row. It was the second and third game where they actually played him a little more on defense. They played him 62% and 68%. he should play every snap on defense, every game, every snap, and then work in at receiver if you want to do 50%. But Deion would say 70%. It's hard to practice him on offense, so it's hard to get the rhythm and the timing down with the quarterback. But Deion did it in 95 and 96 with the Cowboys. He is such a rare ball athlete where if the ball's up, it's just his on both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
He'll go get it.
Yeah.
And you have to utilize his gift on defense because it's rarer than his gift on offense. You want to go?
No, go ahead, Cody.
I know
Cody's excited.
I know
Cody's
everyone's going to
excited. Let's
disagree.
see.
Listen, when I seen that catch last night, I was like, Cody gone. Here Cody goes.
Hey, first thing I wrote down in my notes. I'll start with this, though.
How many hours of Madden did I play?
I respect Deion. He's one
At
of the
least
all-time
1.5.
greats. I respect Travis Hunter. He's one of one. He's a phenomenal football player. I don't know if he could do what he did in college in the NFL because you're
I want to hear Cody's argument.
playing 17 games. You're playing a lot. You're playing grown men. It's a lot on your body. That's not even counting the playoffs and the preseason and fall camp. I'm not saying he's not capable, but that would be extremely tough, especially for a rookie, both physically and mentally, to get through an entire NFL season playing.
I'm like this. If you're worried about his body, then play him full-time on defense. He's not getting hit on defense. Play him full-time on defense to still get the most out of him and partially play him offensively. If you're really that much worried about his body. But so if that's the case, there's no excuse why they shouldn't be playing him full-time defensively. He's not a safety. He's not a linebacker. Now, when it comes to playing him offensively, I mean, he's so natural out there offensively. I mean, I don't know. It's like you can't really go out there and play scared, like as coaches, It's either you're gonna let him go out there and ball or you're not, He's a very nice offensive weapon, but again, on the defensive side, you don't have to worry about his body. Like he's not going heads up with Derrick Henry or you know what I mean. Like it's not the situation.
80+% of the snaps on both sides of the football. But with that being said, what I think the Jags should do, and I'll die on this hill, man. I think they need to put them on offense. They really do, or at least just give them a couple games on offense.
And no defense.
And no defense. Play primarily offense.
Boy, that's the
That is the
all-time
offense
waste.
and you talking.
I know, but okay. So to your point, Skip, you're saying, and Akeem said, I'm glad Akeem's not. I miss him. Wish he was here, but I know I'd be 3-on-1 in this one.
Toasted right now.
But to your guys' point, when you say it's not as easy as it sounds, when you say let them play defense and give them some packages on offense, that is so tough if I'm Trevor Lawrence to go out in a game when we're getting a couple reps at practice to say this is a third and crucial situation or red zone like you guys were saying last week to where I go, I'm going to trust that Travis Hunter is going to be where he needs to be even though we've only ran this maybe 2 or 3 times this week at practice. Because in practice weeks, you only get a couple amount of plays per period. You don't sit there and go, hey, let's run this same play 20 times over and over so that we have it. No. We got a whole other game plan we have to worry about. But going back to that catch, not everybody in the NFL can do that.
Was it a great route?
Yeah, he was open.
Was it a great route?
It was an improvised route. He ran it deep over.
No. Was it a great route? That's the simple question. Yes or no? Was it a great route?
Yes,
or did
he was
just run?
He was open.
Was it a great route?
Yeah. What do you define great route? He was open. He had the corner beat deep and the safety was on his back hip.
Shift this guy over and then get open. No, he didn't.
He beat him with speed. How's that a bad thing? He beat him with speed, and he won. He had 2 defenders on him.
It's not other fast receivers in the league.
Anyways, okay.
Anyway.
No, but that's part. Yeah, I'm not saying other guys can't get open. That wasn't even part of my argument. It was the route. Part of my argument was the fact that he was running full speed, had both defenders beat. Trevor Lawrence underthrew him, and it was a hell of a throw. He had to run up. He had pressure in his face. I'm not saying it should have been perfect, but he underthrows him, and he has the body control to stop, turn around, make that catch underneath him, had the DB taking out his legs, the other one going over the top. His left hand slightly came off the football too, and he still controlled the ball through the ground.
He did.
That is, I don't care what anybody says, there's not a lot of guys that can do that in the NFL. There is a small set of guys that can do that in the NFL, and that's how good Travis Hunter is on offense. On top of that, even with the underneath catches, he had one in the game on the right side, caught a little underneath route, made 2 guys. 99% of the NFL, 98% of the NFL, receivers are getting tackled right there for 2 yards. He makes 2 guys miss and picks up 12, and then has another explosive play on a short pass. He is too dangerous with the football in his hand to only use him for 50% of the snaps on offense and then throw him in a little bit on defense
but
as well.
before this game, what did you see from Travis Hunter?
Same thing.
I'm like this, though. Here it is. Yeah, I'm going back to the same argument. If you're worried about him getting hurt, but you want to play him full-time at receiver, that's where he's going to get hurt at potentially the most. So, but if you want that natural ability, you know, you want to utilize that, play him full-time at receiver. The odds of him getting hurt at corner are, you know what I mean? Yes, he's on the field more, but that's just what that came with you drafting him. You signed up for that. So play him full-time both sides. Or do just like what Colorado did. Just watch his snap count, 83% here, 83% here, or 87%, whatever. Keep him under 90%, but that's still majority of the game. So you play him 80-something% on both sides of the football. At least you're monitoring it, you know what I mean? Or he's playing majority of crunch time, so he's playing majority of the fourth quarter. But
4 games, I saw almost.
To question that he can't do it when he did do it in college, regardless of the level, there's other guys who played their specific positions, individual positions, that did what they did in college and came to the NFL to do it. So to say he can't do what everybody else is doing, it's football. You know what I mean?
Almost nothing.
He was.
Wait, what are you saying? From
Okay.
Travis Hunter on offense for the 4 games before the 5th.
he's not getting opportunities. He had 13
I
catches.
saw nothing.
But that's what I'm saying is they're not giving him opportunities.
And I hear what you say.
He's playing 50% of the snaps.
He played 39 snaps on offense.
Yes, 39 on offense, 25 on defense.
He was third in targets.
But he had 3 targets and he caught all 3 of them though.
He was third in targets.
Okay.
Okay, so if you're third in targets, what he did last night, freaking incredible.
Okay.
Caught
Yeah.
the ball, explosive. Make you miss, get a first down.
Yep.
What happened the next play? They took him out.
Yeah, they did the same thing on defense too,
did.
though.
Okay,
They take him out.
Thank
He
you.
played- he
You're
played
proving
2
my
snaps
point.
on defense,
You're
and then
making my point.
he started the game
You're
on
about
defense,
to
2
make my
snaps.
point. Be cautious. You're about to make my point. They took him out.
Be cautious.
All right.
What happened after the big catch? They took him out. What me and Keeve and Skip is saying is he could play defense all game and do what he did last night. Nothing changes.
Yep.
They are not being creative enough to draw it up. If you go back and watch,
Exactly.
you study the game. You study the game.
And that's what I said after the game, after they won. Yeah, they won, but they still haven't we still have not seen even the full potential of how good that offense can be. When you look at the landscape of the NFL and how, again, this is a frequent example that I use, but how the Rams are using Puka and Devontae, you could easily steal what they do and implement the same thing. A lot of the stuff that they do is quick. It doesn't require amazing offensive line. It's quick. A lot of stuff they do is quick. So it's like these dudes could be utilized in a much better fashion. You know what I mean?
Yes.
He was a part of the offense. They kept sending, who was they sending in motion most of the night? Travis Hunter.
Yeah.
He can do that and still play all the snaps on defense. What he gave them last night, 3 catches for, was it 64 yards? The big catch, whatever. That's because he's so skilled. He's one of the greatest athletes we've ever seen, definitely now in the NFL. But what he can be on defense, you can maximize who he is, because if you're not targeting him or drawing it up for him, then what are we doing here? So he has that great of a play. I'm watching it. I'm texting all my boys like, this kid is special. He caught that pass, shift him, go get a first down.
Yes.
And then you took him out. I can leave you on defense the whole game and have you do that. I can leave you on defense the whole game and have you run the route he ran, because I know once I get the ball, I need Travis here.
So you think you can leave him on defense the whole game and still play 39 snaps of offense?
You don't need him for 39 snaps.
So you're
of
saying
offense.
just play, okay.
You
you're
can
playing,
play defense the whole time and get the production you got last night. That's what I'm saying.
But if you see those type,
Like if he's saying he can't do it because of injuries, that's one question. But if he's saying he can't do it because he don't got the stamina, that's already debunked.
of plays on offense, doesn't that make you think, I need more of that? Let's get the football in his hands.
No,
He is
it makes
too
me think
dangerous
we can get this
to
every
be on the
game and he can maximize on defense. Because what he did last night, you can still get that every game, because it's not like it's not like he's doing this and this and they're trying to find him on offense. They're not trying to find him. He was 3rd in targets last night.
But if you take away 39 snaps, if you lessen that, and he only had 3 targets and 39 snaps, he's not going to get the same amount of production.
What's my man who had the touchdown?
They're going to
Parker Washington.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They targeted him. They could have did that with Travis. That's what I'm saying. Like you can be a 100% defensive player because you brought up, well, there's things they put in on offense that on these plays that he needs to. On defense, there's checks. Like we watched one of the greatest plays in Super Bowl history, arguably the greatest play in Super Bowl history, the pick. When Russell Wilson threw the pick.
Malcolm Butler.
That was something that was fixed on a Friday in practice. Those things like that, you can't miss out on.
And the same thing applies to offense, though.
No,
Yes,
because on
because
offense,
you
you can
can
use him these couple ways
But the thing
and
I'm
get
telling
what
you,
got
Jared,
last night.
But you can run one route from the slot, and you know this. It can be cover 2, cover 4, cover 6, cover 3, or man.
And it's all different.
Your route will be different based on every. You either need to take the middle, you need to work vertical, you need to expect back shoulder. On option routes, I need you to break out, I need you to sit, I need you to cross face. There's so many things within the offense.
If you are a consistent wide receiver, but what he did, the point I'm making is what he did last night, you can be a DB 100% of the time and do that. The route he caught a short little pass. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to bring you in. We're going to give you the ball, make something happen. Come back out. We'll see you on defense, or we might get you back in on offense. Run that same route he ran, throw it up to him. He down there somewhere. Here, go make a play.
I agree.
He catch the ball, take him out. That's what they doing anyway.
I'm gonna be real. You don't even need 36 snaps to get 3 receptions. Let's be real. Was that not this past game, but last week? The Chiefs threw it to Juju Smith-Schuster 4 times in a row. I believe it was in a row, but it was on the same drive. It don't take that much to you know what I mean? It don't take that many snaps to get three catches. You know what I mean? So it's all dependent on how they utilize him. They can play him full-time on defense, and they can play him majority of the snaps on offense, if not full-time on offense. But again, it's just, I do believe they are underutilizing him.
Yeah, but you know what?
They're doing it anyway.
What Travis Hunter would do for that offense, because then that would give more targets or take less pressure off of Brian Thomas Jr. Mm-hmm. Every great number 1 wide receiver in the league, I promise you, has a damn good number 2 or a 1B.
I agree.
You need one. And I like Brown. I think De'Ami Brown's a good player. I think they have some other, Parker Washington. They have some guys on that roster that can step up. Their tight end who went out yesterday.
He did, Strange.
Been really good for them this year. But if you put Travis Hunter in that offense with Brian Thomas Jr. And they clarify this.
Different spots.
Let me clarify this.
You seen them at the backfield when they did the split backs. That's what I'm saying.
You're telling me that doesn't put stress on the defense? And you're not thinking when Travis Hunter comes in,
do that.
I guarantee you the defense, hey, 12 alert, 12's in, 12's in.
You know, we call that gadget guy.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
But that makes you think. You're already proving my point right there. That makes you think more. He's on the field. We got to worry about him.
If he's on the field consistently, now we just play our defense.
No, but then you game plan against him and Brian Thomas Jr. You have 2 legit pass catchers on that side of the football that puts more stress on your defense. And they got to get the run game going. That's another factor. Yeah. Trevor Lawrence can't be the leading rusher. Patrick Mahomes too. But outside of that, in the pass game, if you have a Brian Thomas Jr. and a Travis Hunter that plays every snap, that is going to put so much more stress on a defense than him coming in and go, hey, gadget play for 1 or 2, and then he's coming right back out. Let me ask you this, too.
So was he going to give you 64 yards doing that? Because that's what he did yesterday.
And that was his best day.
On 39 snaps, imagine if they have 68 snaps, I think, on offense. Imagine if he plays 60 of those. And then you get 120.
He shouldn't even have to play 39 snaps just to get 3 catches. 3 catches. I mean, I get it. Understandable. But I think they could be drawing up plays for him to get him utilized more when he is on the field offensively.
20 yards. And then you get 130 yards. And then Brian Thomas eats one game because they're focused on Travis. And now the pass game's getting a little bit better. And again, they're 4-1, so I'm not saying anything bad about the Jaguars. But to the question, I will die on that hill. I think they need to try him out on offense first. Give him 2 or 3 games of 100% offense. And then go from there and see what the production looks like. And then after that, if you want to try 100% defense, do that. But
the thing is, though, what are you trying? You're trying just to see if he's going to perform better offensively. You know he's going to perform good offensively if you play him more offensively. Like, it's an experiment that you already know the answer to. If I play him more on offense, he's going to do better on offense. The thing is, if you're going to play him more on offense, you like as a team, as an offensive coordinator, as a play caller, as a head coach, y'all need to be drawing up plays to get him the ball more in advantageous situations, and not just on everything being under 10 yards. Throwing it up to him, an example. But I mean, of course, if you play him more on offense, you're gonna get more production on offense. Like it's a no-brainer.
They're using him right now for how good of a talent he is. I don't think
so you
they're
put
maximizing
if
his
he's
potential.
playing 100% offense, now you gotta like prioritize getting him the ball.
Or you just put him in the game plan as your X or Z, and then you work him the football when he's open. And they're gonna I promise you, there's gonna be times they're still gonna focus on Brian Thomas Jr. He's going to be their primary concern, and then that's when you get one-on-ones with Travis, and then that's when you get on some of those crossers.
Well, the reason I'm asking you, the reason I asked you was that a great route is because he threw it up to him. It was like a effort. He down there,
but he
underthrew it, so he had to go make a play. It's not like he out here routing people up, and he just, I'm open. You're not giving me the ball.
I respect that to an extent, because again, you don't have to do that with Travis. If Travis can polish his route running, he has elite potential, because his ball skills are so good. So, and I agree with that. You can just put Travis in the game here and there and just throw it up to him offensively. You don't have to really, again, like, question, will he produce if he gets played on offense more? Like, again, it just makes sense, you know? And again, it all falls onto the offensive coordinator drawing stuff up just to get him the ball. Coordinator is Waldron. He's garbage. I wouldn't trust him to draw plays up. Trevor Lawrence needs to start calling his own plays.
That's not what's happening.
He can do
Every
that,
time
though.
he's catching the ball, it's a quick little route, catch it, make something happen.
Yep.
You can play corner all game and go do that. You can do that.
A lot of Travis Hunter film in Colorado. He can absolutely route anybody up. He can run every route in the route tree. His route running is smooth. He understands defenses. He understands concepts. He understands spacing. He has very strong hands. He's not the biggest guy in the world. Strong hands. He is an elite talent at wide receiver. I know you guys keep saying there's a ton of those guys in the league. There's really not. There's a handful of guys that are premier playmakers on the outside, and then there's a lot of really good number twos and really good second-tier wide receivers. Travis Hunter, in my opinion, is not in that category. He jumps up into that top tier.
So out of the number,
He had JSN running quick out routes and screens for a whole season.
the number twos in the league, how many number twos could have did what he did? Jump up and make that catch.
And that, not a lot. I'm telling you, right, that catch, you guys are not giving that credit
was a
or
freak
catch that credit it
play.
deserves.
But what I'm saying is he just threw it up and he said it's a 50-50 ball. Go get it. How many number twos can do that? A bunch.
No. I disagree. Yeah. I've seen a lot of guys not be able to.
I ain't gonna lie. I mean, like, if given the opportunity, we have seen some crazy plays from some number twos and number threes in the league. But can we think off the top of the head, of a bunch? I mean, I don't know, but you do see some crazy plays. But I mean, I don't know what the argument that he's making.
Make that catch. I've seen a lot of guys not be able to make easier catches than that.
Like, is he just straight up saying that anybody can make that catch? I don't know what's being said.
That one, when they're open and they're struggling with some of the
Okay, Cody,
contested
do you
catches.
think Travis Hunter can make a Pro Bowl at cornerback in this league?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, he can make lots of Pro Bowls.
Yes.
Like, he could be a Defensive Player of the Year candidate
Yes.
at cornerback. That's how rare he is at that position. He's better at that position than he is at this position, and you can't find this guy. Look at what Patrick Surtain is doing for Denver right now. He's changing their life.
The thing is, though, bro, he could be a nasty corner. He got the potential to be one. But his ball skills offensively, it's like, why do you want to take him off the field offensively? Again, why not just play him in both? If you want to be safe, he did 83% minimum on both sides of Colorado. Just play him 70% on both sides in the NFL. Like, you know, just watch his snaps. If you want to be safe about it, just do 70. You can do 65, and that still will be more than what he's been playing.
So-
It's because of his instinct.
Yeah.
You can't teach that part. You remember the pick, and y'all find this. Remember the interception he had versus TCU?
Do I?
He was
Yeah,
covering.
the wheel
he
route to the
came
back.
off
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
made it. That's what I'm saying. That's
But you
not.
know,
That's different.
listen.
Look, that's.
I don't want this to get lost in everything. I think Travis Hunter is a damn good cornerback. I'm not saying that he's not. I'm not saying that he wouldn't flourish if he plays in DB. And to your point, I said that in the pre-draft process. He has a cheat sheet at all times.
Yeah.
He's inside the mind of a wide receiver. He knows when I'm outside leverage or I'm at the top of the numbers, okay, 90% of the time it's an in-breaking route. I know when he lines up with this spacing, things like that. Same thing on offense, though. I know when a DB's inside leverage. I know when they make these calls. I know what coverage looks like. So he has a cheat sheet at all times. And I'm not saying he wouldn't be a great defensive player, but I think he's just too explosive and dangerous with the ball in his hands to not be out there playing wide receiver.
Well, again, I feel strongly both ways. You know, like I agree with your point, and you should agree with ours, which means he can do both. I said from the start, he will revolutionize the National Football League.
I'm with Skip. I believe he can do both. I'm going to go ahead and end it here. I'm in the segment here. I believe he can do both. Again, to question his stamina is incorrect because if he did it in college and Cam Ward, Shedeur Sanders, Dylan Gabriel, Quinshon Judkins, Ashton Genty, Abdul Carter, all these other players did what they did in college. Tedder McMillan and Mika Ibuka. If they were able to play in college and come to the NFL and repeat their success, why wouldn't Travis be able to do that? They're not trying to even give him an opportunity to repeat that success. He did it in college. Why is a limitation being placed on him, but not being placed on 99.9% of the other prospects in his draft class? You know what I mean? Because again, you don't know unless you find out. So they gotta just put him out there and find out. And again, you can't question his lungs. The only thing that you're worried about is just him getting injured. That's literally the only thing. So I think that's it. Next isn't using him right. You give him McVay, Shanahan, or Andy Reid to utilize him. Oh, facts. Yeah, for sure. But again, like y'all say, Shane Waldron, that's the issue, and I think Liam Cohen the issue too. Though I'm not gonna lie, because I mean he kind of allowing it. You know, like you the head coach, you got more say so than the OC. I understand you want to take duties off yourself, but you got more say so than the OC and the DC. You know, so yeah, I think it falls on him. You know, again, Travis did it, everybody was doing it, so everybody else did what they did in college. I don't understand why he can't be given the opportunity. I think he could be a Pro Bowler at both positions. I think he has elite talent as a receiver, potential elite talent. I'll say that. And as a corner, I think it's potentially elite as well, but I think it's much more closer as a receiver just because of his ball skills. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Appreciate you for watching. Subscribe. Stay tuned. Stay blessed.